He had a heart of gold. He didn't mind giving.
Tonight, in exclusive, an interview you'll see only on 13. The family of a man killed in a Muncie triple shooting is now coming together and reflecting on the impact that he had on all of their lives.
Family members of Vincent Coleman Jr. spoke exclusively with 13 News today about this unexpected loss.
And now tonight, they say they want to see justice for Coleman and for the rest of their community.
He would grab me at the top of my head. "What's up, Pops?"
Vincent Coleman Sr. remembers how his son Vincent Coleman Jr. would greet him every time he walked in the door.
But I miss it so bad. I miss it so bad. But he was a really good kid.
Vincent Coleman Jr. died from his injuries in a shooting at Hilo's on MLK Boulevard on Sunday. His dad described him as a homebody.
That's why it was shocking that he even went out, because he didn't do that. He just didn't do that.
Now bearing another one of his kids, 331 days after his daughter died.
We just buried her, so it's rough.
His cousin, Delia Polly, saw him minutes before the shooting.
All smiles, hugging everybody, showing love to everybody. It was just so weird. Like, it was a good night until it wasn't.
Polly said a large crowd gathered at the party. She also saw police there before the shooting started.
And I want the justice for him. Like, I beg, like, we want justice.
Tony Gore, another of Coleman's cousins, thinks more investment on the south side of Muncie would help prevent violence in the area.
But I think the mayor, the police force, everybody of Muncie that's got some power need to do more in the industry neighborhood.
They think improving places like outdated parks would benefit the community as a whole. Hopeful it could prevent another family from the pain they feel.
I love to see him smile. All of that is gone for no reason. For no reason.
Coleman's youngest cousins miss their favorite person to lean on.
He was always hard on us, but he was the person that we could call if we needed anything, and he was always around for everybody.
Demanding justice and answers. In Muncie, Ella Rhodes, 13 News.
Police in Muncie told Ella today this remains an active investigation. State police troopers are also investigating. They say the Delaware County Sheriff's deputy fired their gun when responding to that scene. ISP clarified tonight that gunfire hit a car.
An Indianapolis mother was just sentenced to a year in prison for boarding a school bus and then attacking several students. The court documents reveal that Raven Barnard pleaded guilty to battery on a person less than 14 years old and resisting law enforcement. Police say she boarded a Greenwood school bus last year and confronted students that she believed were bullying her son. Security video from the bus shows Barnard threatening the students and encouraging her son to fight them. Also, the boy's dad, Donquarius Ridley, is also facing charges in the incident, and he's due back in court in August. Tonight, a 12-year-old boy is fighting for his life after being shot in the face. That happened early this morning.
All of this unfolding in Logansport, about an hour and a half north of Indianapolis. Ashton Hackman tells us what police have to say about the shooting and has reaction from neighbors.
Even though Logansport police haven't shared many details publicly about what happened inside this home behind me here, neighbors tell me hearing that a 12-year-old boy was shot is both scary and heartbreaking.
Around 2:30 Tuesday morning near 14th and Broadway, a 12-year-old boy was shot in the face inside this home. Medics airlifted him to a trauma center with life-threatening injuries.
There was probably I counted at least 11 sheriff cop cars, undercovers, on both sides of the streets.
Dakota Peltz lives just across the street from where it happened. He was coming home from third shift.
It's a scary thing to come home and just a shooting in your neighborhood, and Logansport at that, you know, it's especially being a child, it's very, very scary.
Logansport police wouldn't tell us if the shooting was intentional or an accident. Regardless of what led up to the gunshot, Peltz says gun safety is important for everyone.
Everybody should be taught that, you know, especially with kids, and just nowadays kids think it's cool waving it around, you know, things happen, you know, and it's a very, very scary thing.
Logansport police tell us detectives are continuing their investigation. In Logansport, Ashton Hackman, 13 News.
Sunny skies right now, temperatures in the 70s all across central Indiana. We'll take you into the western part of our area into Bainbridge. Not a cloud to be found from this vantage point. Sunshine 70s, that will continue for the next several hours. As we head into the evening, mid 70s for temperatures over the next couple of hours. Once the sun goes down, those numbers are going to drop, very similar to what we had this morning. We were in the mid 50s this morning, expecting mid 50s again tomorrow morning. It'll be a kind of a cool start, 54 at 7 a.m. At lunchtime, we'll be in the mid 70s and forecasting 80 degrees tomorrow. That will be a couple of degrees warmer than what we had today. 80 on Wednesday, and then you can see as we look ahead, the temperature trend, well, it continues to go up. Low to mid 80s starting Thursday. That will last for the next 5 to 7 days. As the heat increases, we will also be watching for humidity to climb and storm chances too. We'll cover all of that in the 7-day.
Angela, thank you. So a big question right now, are the Bears any closer to making Indiana their new home?
That's certainly what everybody's wondering right now after Illinois lawmakers ended their legislative session without passing a bill to try and keep the Bears in Chicago. This afternoon, Indiana Governor Mike Braun weighed in on where things stand from Indiana's perspective.
13 News State House reporter Emily Longnecker tells us what the governor had to say about the Bears today.
Yeah, the governor said ever since Indiana lawmakers passed legislation last session to try and bring the Bears here to Indiana, his office has talked with the team twice a week, and he expects that to continue until the Bears decide where they want to build their new stadium. The governor's comments come a day after lawmakers in Illinois failed to pass a bill to keep the Bears there. The Illinois House Speaker told Capital News Illinois that lawmakers need time to get it right and will tackle it sooner rather than later. The Bears issued a statement reiterating their timeline, late spring or early summer, for choosing a new stadium site. This afternoon, Governor Braun had a message for the Bears as they weigh their options.
Where would you rather be the next 50 years? In a place that runs like Indiana, AAA credit rating, where you get a lot more stadium built for the money you're going to invest, where you've got friendly guidelines to have a business in general, and to where you're not going to be taxed out of existence. So I think that is what they're actually looking at.
Indiana lawmakers passed legislation last session to incentivize the Bears to relocate to Hammond, Indiana. It calls for $1 billion in public subsidies to build a publicly owned stadium. The final decision, though, rests with the Bears. They've given their timeline. Governor Braun saying today he expects the Bears to make some kind of formal announcement in less than a month. At the Indiana State House, Emily Longnecker, 13 News.
Still ahead tonight, keeping kids safe.
We have the details on the program back for another year this year, hoping to help young people have a safe summer.
And a summer feel in our forecast. We're dry through Friday. Radar is clear. I will look ahead to the next rain chance in the 7-day.
Hamilton County's newest adventure park opens this week.
We're going to let you know when you can go and try it out.